Hi everybody, it's Richard back again, and I want to do a short video, the second of my series of Gimme 5, where I recommend 5 albums for somebody who has never heard of this artist before. And it just came to me earlier on, who could it do? And I thought, I think locally, and locally our biggest artist ever has been Van Morrison. Well, when I say locally, it's about an hour's drive away from me. He's born in Belfast in Northern Ireland, and I'm from Coleraine in Northern Ireland. So, if I was to recommend 5 Van Morrison albums, the first one, and I think every household should actually own this, and this is no surprise, it's 1970s Moondance. This is an absolute fantastic LP. Sometimes the word great LP is, I think, thrown about too much, but this is a great LP. Starts off with a classic, and it stoned me. Everybody knows the title track, Moondance, and the beautiful Into the Mystic and Crazy Love, which was covered, I believe, by Brian Ferry. This is just 10 great songs that are well crafted and well sung, and I'm not too sure how well it did chart-wise, but it has gone down as one of the classic albums of the 70s. This is from 1970. The next album I would recommend is to jump about 19 years and go for 1989's Avalon Sunset. Now, again, this is well crafted songs, but the production on this is so slick. In fact, some may think it's a bit too slick. It's very, very polished. Reminds me a little bit of Bob Dylan's Oh Mercy, where the production in that seems to be really well polished. I think it almost sounds like a CD, to be quite honest with you. But he had a minor hit with this, with Whenever God Shines His Light, which is a duet with Cliff Richard. But the big song off this is Have I Told You Lately, which Rod Stewart covered on his Unplugged. But for me, the highlight is definitely Daring Night and These Are the Days, the last 2 tracks on side 2. This is a very, very strong listen, but again, the production is very, very, think of a better word, slick. Third album, and now this is probably his best album, but if you listen to those two, this one may come as a little bit of a shock, and that's 1968's Astral Weeks. This is Van playing just the acoustic guitar, and the other prominent instrument in this is a double bass, which sometimes sounds out of tune or out of key or just out of time. But this is where Van lets rip with his vocals. He has got the most soulful vocals. Sometimes he goes a wee bit over the top, James Brown style. But no, this is a really, really good album. The highlight for me on this is Ballerina. But, you know, every song, Cypress Avenue, which is about 8 minutes or so, 8.5. No, sorry, I'm thinking of Madame George, is 9.5 minutes long. These are long songs, and his vocals just, you know, you need to lie down after it. So I would recommend this, but this is not your normal instrumental or instruments. This is acoustic guitar and an upright double bass, but excellent. The fourth one I would recommend is 1972's St. Dominic's Preview. This is more of a standard Van album where the horns come out. Jackie Wilson Said, which is covered by Dexys Midnight Runners, is on this. Redwood Trees, beautiful song, but the highlight of this is Listen to the Lion. It's long, it's meandering. On first listen it is, what on earth is that rubbish? But after a while this one grows on you. I wasn't going to pick this, I was going to pick my second personal favourite, but again, this is a Gimme 5. I still think this is one that should be a starter album. And lastly, for number 5, 1979's Into the Music. Similar in musical style to St Dominic's Preview, but this has got the extremely catchy and bouncy Bright Side of the Road on it. Side 1 is quite short songs, side 2 is quite long songs, but again, his fans' vocals in this are amazing. The other highlights would be, for me, Full Force Gale is well known. Rolling Hills is fun. Troubadours is a great song as well. And It's All in the Game and The Healing Has Begun on side 2 is absolutely excellent. I just played this morning actually, and that's why it's sneaked in the top 5 as well. So those are my top 5 for Van Morrison. Northern Ireland guy, soulful vocals, was in the band Them, who had released the singles Gloria and Here Comes the Night, although Van didn't write Here Comes the Night. And those are the 5 I would recommend for him. So thanks for listening, and this was a short one. Thank you. Bye bye.